What is your name?
I'm Mylene Laginday.
Your age?
I'm 38 years old.
Height?
5'2".
Okay, your 157 is 5'3". Your weight?
Yes.
Your weight?
56.
Your marital status?
Single mother.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2 kids.
How old are they?
They are 15 and 11.
Okay, now when you come here to work, who will look after your kids?
My mother-in-law.
Your mother-in-law looking after your kids. Okay. Now, do you have, does your mother-in-law knows that you are applying for a job overseas?
Yes.
Do you have her consent to come here to work in Malaysia?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I just want you to stand up. Just stand up and walk behind so that I can have the... And just put up your hand straight. Put it down, a bit down. No, put up straight. Okay, just sit down. So before that, who was looking after your children? When you were working in Malaysia for the 7 years, who was looking after your children?
My mother-in-law.
Your mother-in-law, okay. What is your educational level?
I graduated 2 years course as Associate in Science.
Associate in Science.
Yes.
Associate in Science means what? What was the course that you were taking?
About the computer.
Oh, in IT.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want to know your work experience. What are your work experiences?
Taiwan.
You work in Taiwan?
Yeah, factory.
Huh? Oh, you work in a factory in Taiwan?
Yes.
From what year to what year?
2004 like that. 2 years. I working there 2 years.
2004 to 2006.
Yes.
Okay. Other than that, what are your experience?
No. Just Taiwan only and Malaysia. Only I have to work experience at.
Okay, in Malaysia, what was your work experience?
At Malaysia is working inside the house and take care of the children.
Okay.
And then all around I need clean the house all except the cooking.
So in other words, you were working in Malaysia as a DH, am I right?
Yes.
For how many years?
7 years.
7 years, And from what year to what year?
It's 2010 till 2017.
2010 to 2017.
Yes.
And I see that you have worked for 7 years.
Yes.
Is it the same employer?
Yes, the same employer.
I see. Are they Chinese or Indians or what?
They are both Chinese.
Chinese, And can you remember where were this employer? I mean, where was the employer staying? You are working where actually in Kuala Lumpur or where? Where is the house of this employer? Hello. Oh. Okay, I ask you this question again. You worked in Malaysia for 7 years.
Yes.
Where were you working?
I'm working at Jalan Imbi.
Oh, Imbi Road, Okay. And what was your job when you were working for this employer for 7 years?
DH.
I know. What was your job? DH, what was your job? Your main job? Looking after children, looking after old people, or just housework? What was your...
Just take care of the children, bring them at school. After that, fetch them again, bring home, and then after that, clean the house. All except cooking.
Except cooking.
I do all.
So that means,
except cooking.
I see. The children, how many children are there?
There are 3 children.
3 children. How old?
Yes.
How old were the 3 children?
7, 11, and 14.
7, 11, and 14. But you worked there 7 years. That means when this child was 7-year old, when you started work, the child was only a baby. Am I right?
Yes, you're right.
So you have experience looking after a baby.
Yes.
And a child that is 4 years old and a child that is 7 years old when you just started work.
Yes.
I see. So let's say if there's a family with maybe 2 or 3 children, maybe about 2 years old to 10 years old, do you think you can work for this family to look after children?
Yes, I can.
You can. Now I see that you have been working for 7 years, and you came back to Philippines, and now you want to come back to work again. Why did you choose to come back to work in Malaysia again? Why did you choose?
Because I need to work again because my children need my first one is she need to enroll again at college.
I see. So you need to
start studying college already.
so you need to have the money to support your children. Am I right?
Yes, support my children. Yes.
But why did you choose Malaysia? Why didn't you want to go to Hong Kong or the Middle East or even to Singapore? Why do you want to come back to Malaysia to work? What is the reason?
Because I know already the people there at Malaysia, they are good.
They are good, So you've been working there for so many years. You must be very happy. You must be very happy to work for so many years. Otherwise, you cannot work for so many years. You see,
Yes.
So when you come back here, can you promise me to work properly for another employer, just like you work for the first employer?
Yes, I promise.
You promise that you work properly, don't give problem. Is that okay?
Yes.
Now, you can ask for off days, because at any one time when you're tired, of course you're allowed to rest and you're allowed to ask for off days. That's not a problem. But the only thing is, because you will be working in a new place in Malaysia, you will not be so lucky to work in Imbi Road again. Okay, so the new place, you might not know the place. The employer might not allow you to go out. You can rest in the house. Is that okay with you?
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
Okay, you are allowed to have off days, but since you are new here, you are not allowed to go out of the house initially until you get the trust of the employer. You know the place well, probably a few months later or what. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay, sir. Okay.
Now the handphone, will you be bringing a handphone?
Yes, I have a handphone.
Okay, you are allowed to use the handphone only after work. Working hours, you are strictly not allowed to use the handphone. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm okay. Okay for that.
If you are caught using the handphone during working hours, we will confiscate your phone. Can you agree to that?
Yes, I'm agree.
Okay. Now, you have been working previously with a Chinese employer, am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Here you know that there are Malays and Indians. Are you willing to work for an Indian employer?
Yeah, I'm willing.
Or a Malay or Muslim? They are very nice people. So, are you also willing to work for a Malay employer?
Yeah, also.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you? Your contract is minimum 2 years. I think you know, right?
Yes.
Do you think you can finish your contract of 2 years? Do you think you can finish your contract for 2 years?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
I can.
And I'm sure you are willing also to extend your contract if the employer is nice, and you can also, you know, help out a lot for the employer. I'm sure you can. Is there any question you want to ask me?
No, that's all. Because you tell to me already.
Okay. Now, are you willing to look after old people, elderly people? Some of these elderly people, they are very weak. Some cannot even walk. Are you willing to look after?
Yeah, I'm willing.
Do you have any experience looking after these elderly people?
No, I don't have experience, but maybe I can.
Maybe you can, but you will prefer to look after children, right?
Yes.
But you still can do a job to look after the elderly lah. Like for instance, if they can walk but they are weak, then you help them, you talk to them, you make them happy. But if they are invalid, then of course you will have to take shower for them, change the diapers, and change their clothing, feed them. Can you do this job?
I can do that job.
You can.
Yes.
What about using electrical gadgets? I'm sure you know how to use the washing machine, rice cooker, all. You can.
Yes.
Can you do hand washing?
Yeah, I can do hand wash.
Now cooking. Let's say if the employer asks you to help the family to cook, or rather want to teach you how to cook, are you prepared to do that?
I can.
You can. What are your experience in cooking?
Sorry?
What are your experiences in cooking? Do you have any experience in cooking while you are working in Malaysia?
No.
No. Okay. Now if you work for a family, the mom willing to teach you, are you prepared to learn?
Yeah, I willing to learn.
Can you cook Philippine food?
Yeah, I can.
You can. Do you like cooking? Do you like cooking? You can. What Philippine food you know how to cook?
I cook adobo, sinigang, what I can.
You can. Okay. Now, are you willing to listen to the instruction of the employer? To obey the instruction of the employer? Can you?
Yes, I can.
Do you have any friends or relatives in Malaysia?
No.
No. But can you promise me that you will not bring any friends or relatives to the house?
Yes, I promise.
Now, if the family is a vegetarian, that means they don't take meat. Do you think you can accommodate this type of food and work for this family? If they don't take meat, if the employer is a vegetarian and they want to employ you, but they don't eat meat, they don't eat meat in the house, they only eat vegetarian.
Yeah, I can eat vegetarian.
You can.
Yeah, can.
Are you afraid to be alone in the house?
No, I'm not afraid.
No.
Yeah.
Are you afraid of height?
Sorry?
Are you afraid of height? Let's say you need to stand on a small ladder or a small chair so that you can clean the...
No, I'm not afraid.
No. Okay. If I'm the employer here, what would you tell me so that I employ you?
I am a kind, honest, humble, and hardworking.
Kind, honest, humble, and hardworking. Okay, the word humble, I like it. Now, you must not argue with your employer. If the employer asks you to explain to you, then I hope that you will not argue. Can you?
Yes, I can.
You can. Just listen to the instruction of the employer.
Okay.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. If you cannot understand, you can ask, sir or mom, can you please explain again, because you cannot understand. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Is there any question that you'd like to ask me? I give you another chance. Is there any question? No. Okay. Okay. I think okay.
Very clear, yeah.
Okay, it's very clear. Okay, thank you so much. But are you also willing to wait for about 2 months or maybe 2.5 months for you to come? You know that the procedure takes about 2 to 2.5 months. Is that okay?
Yes, I can willing to.
Okay.
I can willing to wait, sir.
Okay. Then your phone number, you got WhatsApp,
Yes, I got.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
God
you.
bless.